Hello, my name is Buzo Masari, and today our video is gonna be on vulnerability management. Yeah, so basically we're gonna have we're gonna scan Windows 10 virtual machine on our virtual box. So first of all, I'll go ahead and I'll open the virtual box, and then I'll run the Windows 10 virtual machine. So before you run it, you gotta make sure you go to settings. You gotta do some couple settings. You go to general, you go to advanced, and then you make sure these two options is beyond bi-directional. It's simply because, it just means that you'll be able to copy and paste any form of text from your local machine to the virtual box or the virtual machine, and vice versa. And then you go to your network settings, and then you make sure your first option always be on the Bridget adapter. This simply means that it will kind of basically um, will put the virtual machine on the same network as your local machine, so that it will be very easy to communicate with your local machine. So when you set on a Bridget adapter, and you hit OK, and then you just hit the start button to make it run. So here I already have it running. I already have it running right here. So I'll go ahead and I'll log in, put in my password. There you go. So let me go ahead and then I'll minimize this one. Let me minimize. There you go. So first of all, we're gonna open the terminal on the Windows 10, and then we kind of show you the IP address. So you hit IP config to kind of display, and then you see the IP. So IPv4 address is your IP address for the Windows 10 virtual machine, and I I want to run this IP address on my local machine, and then see what we have. So I'll go to local machine and I'll hit terminal. So I'll pin the address. So pin 192.168.1.11, and then I'll add the slash T. It basically means that it's gonna have it keep running till you eventually have to stop it. So it's saying request timeout. So the reason is that we already have our Firefox turn on. So I will turn it off and then see what will happen. So I'll go ahead and I'll type wf.msc. I'll hit OK, and then when you have it open on the very first three tabs, right? So you go to Windows Defender Firewall Properties, and then on the very first tab, the domain profile, you turn it off. The private profile, you turn it off, and then the public, you turn it off. So I'm kind of turning off the firewall, and then kind of see what will happen on the terminal. I'll hit OK. So let me minimize this one. So here you kind of realize that it's kind of keep running, and then you eventually have to stop it. See how it is running now. So let's go ahead and stop it. You hit Control C just to make it stop. Let me go ahead and minimize this one. Let me minimize this one. Okay, so what we're gonna do is a basic scanning. So I'll go ahead and I'll open my Nexus. We're gonna use the Nexus for the vulnerability scanning. I'll go ahead and I'll hit on the Nexus. There you go. There you go. So we're gonna create a new scan. Go to basic network scan. Right. So the name, let's say Windows. I'm gonna put Windows 10 single. Windows 10 single new host. And then on the target, let's put in the IP address. So it is 192.168.1.11. Right. So this is the basic scanning, and then we kind of have the credential. With a credential. So no, let's go ahead and then run the basic one first. So when you're done, when you put a name, the preferred name you want to put on, and then you hit the target. The target is always going to be the IP address of the virtual machine you want to have the scanning on. So I have the IP address of the Windows 10 virtual machine. So when you're done, you go ahead and then you save it. When you save it, you just you hit this launch button just to kind of make it scan. So you scan now. You're gonna take just a couple minutes. So it's still scanning. There you go. So when it's done, you're just gonna hit it, and then it says that the critical vulnerabilities says zero, the medium vulnerabilities it says zero, the high vulnerabilities it says zero, and the low vulnerabilities it says zero. So usually when you really have something going on with a your virtual machine or any kind of machine you're trying to run this basic scan on, and then it has any kind of vulnerabilities, it will kind of pretty show here. So instead of zero, it kind of give you any number. That says a critical. So it just kind of in order. It just tells you which is more critical, which is medium, which is high critical. I mean high vulnerabilities, which is critical vulnerabilities, the medium one, and the low one. So kind of let you know which one is kind of, like I said, high. Attend to first and all that. And then when you go to this top, it says zero vulnerability. So in case when you have any, any insecure software or anything going on with the host machine, it will kind of pop up here and it will give you any number, just showing that you have something going on, any vulnerability. So here, when I click on the vulnerability, it says zero. So it said no record found. So it really means that I don't have anything, uh, any vulnerabilities on my Windows 10 machine because I already have the firewall machine, the firewall on, and I just had to turn it off. So it says zero, and then when you go to the host, it says zero host. So vulnerabilities, it also says zero. So when you kind of have any vulnerabilities here, it will kind of show you, and then it will give you a description about the vulnerabilities, and then it kind of give you solution how to go about it to kind of remediate it. Just to make your 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 virtual machine or anything you kind of run the scanning on, make it safe. Yeah. So when you have an issue on the vulnerability here, it will kind like I said, it will give you a solution in the description, and then the solution will kind of let you know how or know what to do to remediate all these vulnerabilities to make your computer safe. If either way, is sometimes it can say you have to install any new antivirus. You have to update your Windows and all that. It will kind of give you, into details what to do to remediate all these vulnerabilities. When you go to history, the history is what we just run. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the basic scan. And like I said, we're gonna have to scan in the basic one and the credential scanning. Yeah, so this is pretty much the basic one. So uh for the credentials, let's hit uh let's check on the Windows. You go to more, you go to configure, and then you go to credentials. Right. When you go to credentials, you go to Windows. There you go. So with the credentials, uh, it will ask you of your username and the password. So this is basically a credential. Is basically means that it kind of you telling the scanner to kind of go through your local machine. I mean deeply, just to find out that if it to be it to be able to discover any insecure software or any loose any unsafe antivirus on the machine and all that. So the username, if you want to really make sure of the username, you go to the virtual machine and then you type who am I. See, it's gonna give you your username on the virtual machine. I mean on the Windows 10 virtual machine. So let's say it's wisdom. So I'll go ahead and I'll put in wisdom and then I'll put in my password. Yes, so go ahead and then you save it. When you save it, you go to back to scan, and then I'll kind of run it again. I'll run it again to see this time around what the credential scanning is gonna have on the credential scanning. So it's running now. Right. So let's hit. So when you go to history, the first one is the credential scanning, and the second one is just the basic one. So on the let's go to scan summary. There you go. So on the credential scanning, it also says zero critical vulnerabilities. It also says zero medium vulnerabilities, and then it also says zero high vulnerabilities, and then the zero low vulnerabilities. Like I said previously, when you have something really going on, when you have any kind of vulnerabilities, it will kind of show you how many critical it is, or how critical it is, or how medium it is, or how it is. Just for you to prioritize it and then know what vulnerabilities to kind of to tackle first. So if indeed we have any vulnerabilities, like it shows no record, if you have vulnerabilities, it just pop up right here, and then it will kind of give you the description about the vulnerabilities, and then it will give you the solution for you to know how what to do to remediate all these vulnerabilities to make your computer up to date and then safe from uh, any hackers or any kind of threats and all that. Yeah. So this is pretty much it. So this the credential one. It's just kind of you know that's why it's asking you your username and the password, and then you kind of when you give it, it's kind of telling the scanner to go through your computer, like your registry, your remote registry, and all that deeply in your computer, and kind of look through the computer and see if it will discover any kind of like I said, any kind of insecure software, any files or anything or such, and then it will kind of pop up. So this will be the end of my video. Thank you very much once again. My name is Wisdom Masari. Thank you.